my cluttered garage. I'm really glad you're here. A place where we can laugh and talk and days are filled with cheer. The clouds and sun may come and go, but one thing's always clear. Welcome back, my friend. You know I'm really glad you're here. Yeah.
Good evening and welcome back, my friends. I am really glad you're here. Welcome to live stream number 189. It's March 10th, 2025. And look what is behind me. Do you see that? It's daylight. Thank you for the thumbs up. It's daylight because daylight savings time started, yesterday? So now we have that extra, it's not an extra hour. It's this, there's a shift. Anyway, the sun sets later. You know what I'm saying. I love that. I think we all love that. But I have to say, it's throwing me off. It's throwing me off because I'm not used to it yet. And the days just feel like they're going faster. Every time you look at the clock, it's like, holy smokes, it's already this time or that time. And it feels like the days are going faster because of that. But I guess we have to catch up and get used to it. But I'm happy that daylight savings is here, as well as we're getting teased with some springtime weather. Today was like 60-something degrees, and it's going up to 70 tomorrow, and then back down to the 50s. But we're in the home stretch. Spring is coming. I know some of you folks, like Ross, just posted a video the other day of several inches of snow out there, still running the snowblower, and I made a comment like, "Man, I am just tired." Aren't you tired of snow, especially in March? But it's spring. Spring is coming. Not spring yet, but it's coming very soon. So I want to welcome you here tonight. If you are new to the channel, and if this is your first live stream, make sure you say hi in the comments so we can welcome you appropriately. Even if it's not your first live stream, say hi anyway so we can welcome you. And I'll read through some comments a little bit later on. Also, let me know how you found the channel. Was it on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, or TikTok? Because you can find it on all those social media platforms. And certainly I want to welcome any new subscribers that have joined us. There are 20 to 30 new subscribers every day coming to the channel, hundreds and hundreds per month. So chances are there might be somebody new here tonight. So welcome to you. And know that this live stream occurs pretty much every Monday, 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. Eastern Time. And, we just talk about, sometimes I'll have a cool or interesting guest. Sometimes it's just me like it is right now. So we'll be chatting, reading questions in the comments, just catching up just for an hour. It's a great way to start our week off together on a Monday night because everybody hates Mondays except for 7 p.m. Everybody loves 7 p.m. on Monday. So that's about that. If you do have a question for me or for anybody in the live chat, post your question with the word question followed by your question. And if I can answer it, I'll answer it. If not, there are plenty of talented people in the live chat who will answer your question, usually about tractors and outdoor content, attachments, things like that. A lot of new tractor owners out there. I know there was a real upswing in tractor sales during the COVID times. And then sales are down a little bit now, which would make sense. But there are still a lot of new tractor owners out there, and there is no shame here. If you're new to tractors, we want you to be safe and productive. So ask any questions you can, and I hope you find my videos helpful, as well as lots of other content creators out there who, just like you, have learned from their tractor, and we just share things that we've learned. Not just about tractors. I did a garage door opener install a couple weeks ago, and went to the auction, was it 2 weeks ago? And that turned out to be pretty fun. A lot of people have viewed that video. I think that there is kind of a market for auction videos. I've gone to a few farm equipment auctions, and those videos perform really well. And it's really just me walking around looking at items. So, they don't, those farm auctions don't come around much here, a couple times a year. But maybe I should, seek out some other auctions, because folks seem to really enjoy watching the auction content. And I enjoy going to auctions, especially now that it's not February and freezing. By the way, a little bit later on, we will do our weekly sticker giveaway. And for those of you who won the stickers in the past 2 weeks, I want to apologize. A little bit behind on getting out your envelopes. Is it envelope or envelope? But rest assured, they are all in the mail right now. And so we'll do the sticker giveaway later on tonight before we wrap up. And it's open to anybody in the entire world. So how about that? And if you have not yet clicked the thumbs up on Facebook or YouTube, because we're streaming to both Facebook and YouTube right now, please do click that thumbs up. Otherwise, we're going to look through some comments in a bit. And again, have your questions ready. I'm just checking the live chat to make sure that you can, in fact, hear me. Sometimes, a couple times, I was rambling on and my audio wasn't working, and I look at the live chat and everybody's like, we can't hear you. So, but usually a friend will text me and let me know. So we're good that way. I do want to let you know some important information that I think has to be shared this evening. And that is, if you have not filled your stapler for a while, today is Fill Our Staplers day. So make sure that you fill your staplers because today's the day that we're all supposed to fill our staplers. It's also International Bagpipe Day. So if you have your bagpipes, break them out, fill them up, and squeeze them, and make some noise on International Bagpipe Day. It's also International Day of Awesomeness. So, dude, you're awesome. Just know that. And finally, if you did not take a nap today, it's not too late, but you should have, because today is National Napping Day. So you might want to mark your calendar for next year. If you missed it this year, it's getting late to take a nap. But maybe if you're out west, you could take a nap or somewhere else. But today is known as National Napping Day. Congratulations if you took a nap today. Let's look at some comments. Let's get serious here. Not really. But I want to go all the way to the top and see that Manisto Key, our friend Mark, looks like he was the first one here. First comment from Mark, and then our buddy Ross from Canada. 2 Canadians in a row. And of course, Chris, our moderator extraordinaire. Chris is like my producer here. Whenever I talk about a link or something, Chris will find that link. He'll post it in the live chat and share it with everybody. Great moderator. Not the only one, but Chris, you really step up, and we appreciate it. There's Danny. Howdy, Danny. Howdy, Woodster 300. David W. And another David from RCAF Polar Express, and who also has a lot of snow. David from RCAF Polar Express uses a rear-mounted snowblower, which is pretty slick. You know, a lot of our attachments on our tractors, like the brush mulcher I have, goes on the back because that's where the PTO is. It kind of racks your neck. You know, if you're doing it for hours and hours, it's a little uncomfortable. But the snowblower on the back of the tractor makes a lot of sense because, well, it makes sense if you have one on the front too because you're driving into the snow. But compared to like a snow blade or something where you're driving over the snow and then the blade is behind you and you're dragging snow over your tracks, to have the blower on the back, it's rear facing, so you back into the snow banks, and that works pretty well, I think. Woodster says it's 60s all week in southern New Hampshire. Bring it on spring. It is coming. I hear, you probably can't hear it with this microphone because it's so directional, but I hear Kermit the lamb out there making some noise. He's hungry, but it's a little too early for him to eat. I will bottle feed him right after the live stream. He's eating now, or bottle feeding 3 times a day, and also getting some grain and some hay, and he eats grass, so he's doing really well, and he's buddies with Irma. So, saying hi to Who's Your Handyman, and B. Hall. Yep, still daylight out. Margaret from New Jersey. And other folks here. Phil from Peterson Farms of Little Nashville. Good to see you, Phil. Got to see Phil live in person at the National Farm Machinery Show. And I already am planning on going to the Equip Expo. So if you have not been to the Equip Expo, or if you have been to the Equip Expo, I would plan on that, and perhaps we can run into each other. But it was a good show, so I already have plans to be there for this coming October. And I know that it's open now. Like they have reserved blocks of rooms. It's a really big show. And I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do the Ed Sullivan. But you do have to pay to enter. The National Farm Machinery Show is free to enter. The Equip Expo, you do have to pay for admission to enter that show. So it's a little bit smaller, but it's still huge. I don't even know if it's... They said to me it's a little smaller, but I don't know that. National Farm Machinery Show was busy, and so was the Equip Expo. Buddy Greg, good to see you, buddy. And there is Wade from, did you say that? Sabine River? Is that how you say it? Sister Linda, Mike. I'm just checking to see if there's any questions. Thank you for that. Tap that Sugar Shack. Smash that like button. Thank you for that. I do appreciate it. I did find some of my reactions that I can do with the, like the thumbs up. I can do that, and there's hand gestures for some of these things, but I don't know what they are. But anyway, I found these on my screen, so maybe this is one. Is this one? I don't know. No, you can click the button. I love you, man. Okay. Let's carry on, because this hour is going to go quickly. And again, if you do have a question, if you're just joining us, you can post your question in the live chat with the word question followed by your question. How about that? How about that? All right. Clicking around here. Yeah, I'm way behind on these live chats. So let me scroll through. Bear with me as I go through. Linda's asking for any photos of the addition. We are putting an addition on the old farmhouse, and I don't have anything uploaded, but we're adding a room off the back. We've lived here. Will this be our second summer? Yeah, this June, July will be our second anniversary here at the old farmhouse. As you may know, we did open up this third floor attic with a shed dormer, which makes this a usable space, where before it was practically not usable because I could only stand up right in the middle. So now we actually created two spaces up here. One of them is clearly my studio office, and it's just a great little space. Little tiny stairs that come up here, so it's a little tricky navigating sometimes, but that's what you have when you have a house that was built pre-1900, maybe pre-1800 for all we know. But we've lived here a couple years, and it's a one-bedroom house with one bathroom, which is fine for us. The kitchen is small and a little dated. I know that Phil and Lucinda might be watching, so I'm not criticizing anything about the house. They did a wonderful job saving it. It was going to be torn down like a month before they bought it in 1983. I believe that the owner, had they not come along to buy it, said he was going to tear it down like a month later. So they saved this old house and really did a lot of work to shore it up, to save it, to fix it up. But that was the 80s, It was the 80s, maybe the 90s, and things get dated after a while, and it's time to refresh. So, we put the wood stove in, which was a great addition because we've heated with firewood all winter this year. This room, the wood stove is tied into this chimney behind me, so this chimney radiates heat. So this office is always toasty when the wood stove is running, which is really a neat bonus. So we're doing things, but we're adding a room. Because we found that when family was here for the holidays, when Elizabeth passed away and we had lots of family here, there just was no place to gather. We had a couple little rooms and people were spread out, which was fine. But we wanted to have a room where people can gather, and we like to have people here. So so we're doing that. Maybe, thinking we're going to shift the kitchen around. What we're doing right now, though, is we're building this addition off the back, and we're just framing it in, going to seal it up, get it sided, roofing, windows, door, just get it closed in, and then I'm going to take it from there and figure out what to do with it. We have some ideas, but you got to pinch your pennies, and unfortunately, we can't just hire somebody to do it all. So, hiring a professional to close in, because I just can't do that kind of work. I don't know how to do roof rafters and tying into an old roof, and I just don't know how to do that. I've never done it, so I can do finish work, interior work, a lot of other stuff, but that one I can't do. So that's what we're doing. Boy, that was a long discussion there, but you want to see it? You want to see what we're doing? I can show it to you. This was the latest picture that was taken just this afternoon, and there's the room coming off the back of the old house. So that's what that is. Have a crawl space now. I can get under there, but it'll be, well, obviously the newest part of the house. All right. Rhett is watching from Hoshton, Georgia. I don't think I said that right, but good to have you here from Georgia. Linda's very observant. The black box and the windowsill. When I pointed to the windowsill, I was talking about the sun coming in, which now you see the sun's setting. The little black box there, that's a battery pack for charging phones and things. But it's you can charge it, but it also has a little solar panel on it. So I just keep it in the window, and that way it just stays charged because the sun charges it up. It takes a long time for the sun to charge it, but it's basically a portable battery pack so you can charge your phones and things like that. And I just leave it there. We do, speaking of solar, our solar has not been officially turned on yet, but we did add solar panels about close to 3 weeks ago now. It's supposed to produce 14.5 kilowatts. It, even though it's finished and ready to go, you're not allowed to turn it on until the electric company gives the okay. They have to, I don't know if they have to do some kind of final approval or inspection or whatnot, but the electric company has, I think, 21 days from the install date to approve it. And I've been told they take every bit of that time to approve it because, they're going to be losing, I guess, some revenue by not having us as a paying customer. And we're still a paying customer, but supposedly we'll have no electric bill. But that's not turned on yet. I do have some footage of that install, and I want to put a video together. Once it's turned on and I can see how it works, I can share the app with you and basically how the system works. Not a real in-depth overview because it's not a how-to video, but just in case you're interested, you can see a little bit about what the process was, but just kind of a high-level overview of that. All right, Buddy plans to be at the Equip Expo. Track me down, buddy. All right. Okay. Buddy's asking, any tractor shopping for me? Not officially. I mean, I'm always looking, but no, I'm not actually shopping. Like many of you out there, money can be an issue, and I have to think about. I paid off the B2601. It was a 4 or 5 year loan on that, which was nice to have 0% because I was able to get everything I needed. But it was a long, I think, 5 years to pay for it, and I could sell it and put that toward a new tractor, but a new tractor is probably going to cost twice what I could sell it for, and it's just I don't want to take on a payment at this point. That's what it comes down to. So, but in shopping without actually shopping, I do know that I think I would like at least a 45 horsepower tractor. 40, 45. Initially I was thinking 30 horse, 35, but mine's a 25. So what I'm seeing, 45 or so would be great. I made a video at the Equip Expo with Tony from Tony's Tractor Adventure, and of course he's a TYM ambassador, and he speaks very highly of the product. He uses it all the time, and that's certainly a vote of confidence for that manufacturer. And we did a walk around the TYM 474, which really did seem like the perfect tractor for what my needs are here, being 47, I think, horsepower. So I've looked at that, and then I'm looked at other companies, Kubota, LS, Coyote, to see what they have in that same range. And as much as I love my Kubota, I don't know that I can go with Kubota again, just because some of these other brands are offering pretty competitive prices. And as I mentioned in one of my videos where I talked about don't make the same mistake I did, which that video really connected with people, resonated with people. It's gotten a ton of views. I got kind of hung up on the name brand thing, and I don't know that you have to do that anymore. I still like a name brand, but these other machines, from what I'm seeing, they perform really well. And maybe I've been spoiled by the Kubota because I've had no problems at all with it, other than some minor fixes that just, some of them were my fault. Some of them, the only thing I think that was an actual breakdown of the Kubota was the third function switch, the power switch for it, which is really minor. And I ended up just bypassing the switch altogether. I made a video about that. But that was the only thing that really actually broke. The other things were my fault, like when I bent the front end loader, when I blew out a hydraulic line because I had probably been pushing something in the woods, and it bent the inside of the fender up against the hydraulic line and made the hydraulic line rub against the tire, and it burst the hydraulic line. So no other issues. Man, Kermit he sounds like he's right outside the window. I hope he's not out of his holding pen, but we'll find out in about a half an hour because I'll go down there and feed him. So, and there's moderator Chris with information about the Equip Expo. Attendee ticket prices purchased by May 31st are $25. June 1st to the 4th, $30. September 6th to the 19th, $60. And October 20th to 24th, $120. So if you think you want to go to the show, like that's basically paying at the door. If you think you want to go, get the tickets now. Sign up now. Even if you might not go and you lose $25, that's not so bad, right? Thank you, Chris. Thank you for that. Appreciate it. David, smoke from New York. Nope, haven't seen any smoke here. Have not. Briley from Rembrandt, Iowa. Good to see you. And yeah, Ed needs a TYM. All right, good enough. Oh yeah, there you go. Thanks for all the details. I know Wade did quite a few comparison videos on TYMs, and so that's 48 horsepower. All right, good to know. Yeah, that's a good horsepower. I don't want to say I don't care so much about horsepower. I do, obviously, because my Kubota is now lacking horsepower for the things I'm using it for. But there's kind of a balance. Like I do want higher horsepower, but I don't want a really big tractor. So I want to squeeze as much horsepower as I can into the smallest frame that I can. Like the B2601, if that thing had 40 horsepower, which would be insane, I'd be fine with it. I don't mind the small frame tractor. I certainly can go with a bigger frame tractor, but I don't want a really big tractor. It's got to be useful and usable. So, all right, I'm going to look at some other comments here. So this is a long comment by Rhett, but I'm gonna address this, even though, spoiler alert, the answer to your question is no. No, I don't. But Rhett saw the video that I made about the Baumolite 1P14. It's a new stump grinder that Baumolite has developed, and it's made for smaller tractors, which is really neat. It's got the it's called the 1P14, but I think it said it had an 18-inch grinder wheel on the back, whatever you call that. And it's smaller, so it's great for a subcompact tractor or a compact tractor like I have. But Red is saying that Tractor Time with Tim mentioned that he's going to be showing another stump grinder that would be a perfect fit for the 1023E. Bottom line, though, I don't have any information about this super secret new stump grinder, so I don't know what to tell you. What I can tell you, though, is the Baumolite 1P14, I don't know that it's even in production yet. It was sent to me to kind of test it out, some other content creators to test it out. It worked really well. I had given them some feedback about the angle, and I think they were going to try to adjust that somewhat. But I get that it needs a steep angle because it's such a small flywheel. That's the word. Such a small flywheel that it might not go deep enough if it wasn't on that angle. But it worked really well. They did add to the website basically coming soon or pre-order. So I don't know any of the pricing on it. I don't know availability. But I do know that anything Baumolite is extremely well made and good quality. There's been no doubt about that. You know, I've got the brush mulcher and now the stump grinder. Good stuff. So I would say check the Baumolite website to see if it's even available, because you may not have the option but to wait. So I don't know. But I also have the Woodland Mills WG24 stump grinder, which Baumolite has a similar stump grinder, 24-inch flywheel. Been very happy with the Woodland Mills as well. Good quality stuff. The Baumolite is made in North America. It's a Canadian manufacturer. I don't know about the Woodland Mills. It's a Canadian company, but I think they import, or the production is imported, which again is fine if they're overseeing it. But I've been very happy with Woodland Mills products. I have several of them. So I would look at those too. But if you want something smaller, that Baumolite, I think, is going to really be welcome to the subcompact tractor market. Chris, in honor of you, I put a dent in the top of your toe. Oh, no. I'm so sorry. If you've been following along, you'll know that a couple years ago, I was camping and on my Silverado, I left the tailgate down when I was loading up. And with the camper that I have, I was able to lower the tailgate, and the jack for the camper was like just barely touching the tailgate. So I left it open. And the problem with that was every time I turned, that jack did like a little half moon into my tailgate and put kind of a smile on it. Really made me sick. And then Ann found out through some research that it was actually covered by our insurance, either through the RV or through the truck. I guess it was a comprehensive or collision claim. So it was like a $3,000 repair to fix the tailgate, get it just like new. And then a month later, I did the same thing with my utility trailer. And I just was like so sick to my stomach that I did the same thing again. And then we totaled the truck. So it's a good thing I didn't get it fixed a second time. Then I did go on this rant about auto insurance. Now that made me kind of angry because it was a $3,000 repair. My premium went up like $500 for 5 years or something. So it's like, I'm paying for this myself. Really frustrating. I'm sorry that happened to you, Chris, though. I really am. Now the F-150 has a bigger tailgate. It's longer. So when I set that tailgate down, it actually hits on the jack. So I really can't open the tailgate with the trailer attached, which is good for me because I'm not as likely to leave that one down. And surely I wouldn't do it a third time. Surely that couldn't happen, right? Yep. Kent, is that true? Code Spencer? Save 50% on all Equip Expo tickets? Interesting. I don't know anything about that, but if that's the case, be sure to try it. And thank you, Kent. if that's true. All right. Oh, just a little dent, huh? Okay. Yeah, turbo. That would be good. Star Wolf 621, first live stream. Well, welcome, Star Wolf 621. We welcome you to the live stream, and I hope you enjoy the rest of the channel. The live stream is a different kind of thing, but what we have here on Monday nights are kind of a core group of friends and family who just really come together, not for me, but for each other, for all of us. And it's such a nice, small group. You know, we have 60 some people watching right now, which is actually a nice group. I mean, I see some live streams where they have hundreds and hundreds of people watching, and the comments are going by so quickly you can't even pull any out. This is a nice size. I'm not saying I wouldn't want more people to jump in, but I really appreciate it, because there are times I've thought about taking a break from the live streams. I mean, I did take a break from the live streams for the winter, but whenever I do a live stream, you always come back, and it makes me feel honored that you are willing to give up an hour of your time on a Monday night to come sit here and listen to this guy ramble on about everything and nothing at the same time. So, oh, Chris, that's exactly what you did, huh? Well, it's a sickening feeling, isn't it, when you do that? Dave says, good evening from Maine, a new LS owner. I've got about 10 hours on your MT226E. I don't know any of the model numbers on the LSs or any of the other manufacturers. I'm pretty good now with Kubotas. I kind of figured out their naming system, but the other tractors I've not. I think what you're talking about might be a compact tractor, or maybe a subcompact. I don't know. I know the MT3 is the newer version, and that's the bigger. Like if I were looking at one, I think it would be that MT3 level tractor. They're the ones that have like a 47 horse. Seems like it's similar to the TYM T474. So that's all I know about those. Looking at Coyotes, there's different. There's the CX, the N. I don't know. I don't get why they do it. And I actually asked somebody at the Farm Machinery show, what's the deal with this? And they were like, I don't really know. You just have to learn it. Like, at least with Kubota, what I figured out, if you haven't noticed this yet, the X is like the in-between version, right? Like the BX is the subcompact, and then you have the B. So you have the BX is the smaller version, and then the B. And then you have the LX, which is the next step up, and then the L. So it's like BX, B, LX, L, and then is it MX, M? You know, is that how they go? That seems like the way they have it figured out. And then, of course, the numbers, B2601, my tractor's it's really 25 horsepower, but I don't know how like the L has the 25, now it's a 2502. So the 2501 was the L series 25 horsepower, I guess, version 1. And then there's the L2502, which is the L series 25 horsepower version 2. There has not been a B2602 yet. I don't know if there will be or not. It's a really popular tractor. I know a lot of people that have one. It fits the bill for a lot of people. So maybe there's no need to change anything because the B2601 just works. They could use some improvements, like the seat is terribly uncomfortable. But it's not terribly, I mean, you can deal with it, but it could be better, put it that way. There's little things that could be better about it. But otherwise, that's a good one. So Chris is giving me a quote about when I talked about Woodland Mills, the quote from Woodland Mills website. Our products are designed in Ontario, Canada by Woodland Mills engineers. They are manufactured in China by a supplier that exclusively works with Woodland Mills designers. And like I said, they oversee the production, and Woodland Mills, excellent quality. Have no question about that. So, Kevin, glad to have you back. Glad to be back on live stream. Thank you. Glad that you're back. Glad that I'm back. And, yep. Okay. So, again, if you have any questions, post it in the live chat. I have a few things going on that I have to do with the tractor. I've got some firewood that I need to cut and process. There's a neighbor's property. I've cut some firewood on his property before, but he had a tree fall on his fence, so I've got to go cut that off the fence. And then there was another ginormous oak there. How about that Sawmill video? Did you watch that? Not a whole lot of interest in that video compared to the auction video, but I went over to neighbor Brian's, and he milled up the oak tree that we had cut down from the barn when we first moved here, because it was precariously leaning toward the barn and the tree was dying. So we wanted to get that away from the barn before it fell on it. So that was gone. But then Brian, now this is a ginormous oak tree. I mean, it was probably 36 inches in diameter or more. I couldn't even move the 10-foot logs. So Brian came over with his backhoe, and he dragged them out of here, put them in his dump trailer, brought them home where he's got a sawmill, and they sat there for another year. So this past couple weeks ago, I went over to Brian's, and he milled just one of those logs for Phil, who you've seen on the videos before. Phil is making a countertop out of the oak, which is fun. And then I've got a stack of 7/8 boards up in the barn, stacked up and drying, so that I can just have some project wood. And the idea of, he cut them 7/8 so that if I wanted to run them through a planer to get 3/4 boards, I could do that. So I've got those 7/8 rough sawn boards up there, a lot of them, and they're just going to sit up there and dry for the next, well, it's supposed to be 1 inch per year. So they have to sit for 7/8 of a year, basically a year. But I'm excited. I don't know what I'm going to do with it yet, but I'm excited to have that. And yeah, B Hall, thank you. The Sawmill was a great video. Looks like an expensive rabbit hole getting one though. Yeah, I think it is. You just, like anything, you'd probably start adding to it, and of course Brian said that he goes through a lot of blades, and I understand that's an issue with sawmills, but I still think I'd like one. I don't know how much I would use it, I don't know how much I would make with it as far as projects. Would I sell milled lumber? Probably would offer that. So, and there are some nice entry-level mills. Now, I was spoiled looking at Brian's, because Brian has this big mill with a diesel engine on it. It's all not self-propelled, I don't know what you would call it, but the head is motorized. It's got hydraulics for lifting the log. Still a lot of manual labor involved, but not nearly as much as if you have a manual mill, where you have to roll the log by hand with a cant hook and get it up on the bed, and then of course you have to push the mill through it with a handlebar. So a lot of work with that. But if you're doing project wood like I'd be doing, I think that would be fine. But I'm glad you enjoyed that video. I enjoyed making it, and I had hoped more people would see it, actually. Oh, excuse me. Just dripped some iced tea on my mouse and clicked on that. Oh boy, wait a minute. It dripped on my keyboard too. Careful not to push the exit button. What a mess. I've been drinking out of a cup for over 50 years. You'd think I'd know how to do it, but sometimes I pull the cup away while it's still pouring. And sometimes, I bet you've done this, sometimes there's like this much left in the bottom of the cup, and you estimate that that's a mouthful, so you guzzle it, but it's not a mouthful. It's like 2 mouthfuls, and it runs all down your face and your shirt because you underestimated how much your mouth could hold. You had to have done that, because I've done it a lot for sure. Okay. Outdoor Hobby Guy joining us. Good to see you. Thank you, Margaret. Really liked the mill video with me, Brian, and Phil. Phil at the mill. Okay, then. Nobody has done that. Come on. You've all done it. You've all miscalculated how much drink is in the bottom of the cup, and you spilled it all over yourself. You know you've done it. All right. Yes. Thank you for admitting it, Kevin. Guilty. All right. So it is 7:41 Eastern Time. So now we're not in Eastern Standard Time anymore. Now it's Eastern Daylight Time. Yeah, I think it's EDT now. I think we just came out of Standard Time and now it's Daylight Time. So people say like we should do away with Daylight Savings Time. I think what a lot of us don't realize is if we did away with Daylight Savings Time, we wouldn't have changed the clocks this weekend. I still think that might be okay because come summertime, it's light until 9 p.m. So that would mean it would only be light until 8 p.m., which, come on already. You know, wintertime, it gets dark at 4:30 when it's dead of winter. So, man, I've got little drips of iced tea everywhere. But once again, I have made my iced tea all year long. Used to be I would stop making it in winter and only drink it in the summer, but the last 2 years I have continued making the recipe all year long and drinking iced tea all year. I'm not a big water drinker, so this way I get my hydration. So, 1 gallon of water boiled, add 8 tea bags, and then half a cup of sugar, and chill. Best iced tea. And tip from my sister, buy the cheapest tea bags you can find. It's a good tip. And yes, it is sweetened, but not sweet. It's not sweetened, but it's sweet. I used to add like a cup of sugar to my iced tea, and then I cut it back to 3/4. And for the last couple of years, I've been adding half a cup. So half a cup per gallon, I don't think is a whole lot of sugar. I should start training myself to cut it out altogether, but I'm like Buddy the Elf. You know, I like sugar, but I don't like it too sweet. I remember going down south one time and ordering a sweet tea, and it was like syrup, and was super sweet. So, question from Chris: any camper trips planned? Nothing planned. Now, last year I took the camper to the Equip Expo in when is that? October. And of course, many of you know that I drove from there down to my family's place in Tennessee, my sister and her family, to visit with Rachel and the family. And so I had the camper for the Equip Expo. You're able to camp right in the parking lot, which is pretty cool. And then I went to Tennessee. This year, I don't plan to do that. We've got an Airbnb set up already and just going to drive solo with the truck where you can drive without pulling a 4,000-pound unit behind you. I got like average 10 miles per gallon pulling the trailer. The truck gets like 21 empty without pulling. That's pretty good mileage for a full-size truck. So anyway, not pulling the camper. And the other thing we use the camper for is the Delaware Valley Bluegrass Festival, which happens Labor Day weekend at the fairgrounds locally. So that is definitely on the radar. I don't know that we'll use the camper for any other trips. Things could come up. They might. Don't know, but nothing planned at this point. It's fun to have, and it's set up at the barn, so my brother has come to visit and was able to stay in the camper, and it's good for that. So yeah, nothing planned. So Wayne was asking about the solar power. Wayne, you probably weren't here earlier when I was saying that it's all installed, but it's not activated yet. We have to wait for the electric company to give the final approval before they flick the switch, which apparently is done remotely. And then I'll get an app, and I'll be able to see the performance of every single cell or every single panel, because each panel has a micro inverter, and it gives feedback, so you can see precisely what each panel is producing. If there's a problem, you'll know which one it is. I'm excited about that because I'm kind of a nerd when it comes to that stuff. So I'm looking forward to seeing that. But I go out there and I see the panels and think all this wasted energy, like just turn it on already, which actually should happen next week, around the 21st. We should get approved for that, and that's my birthday. If you didn't know that, March 21st, which is also the first full day of spring. Spring happens, I believe, on March 20th, but March 21st is the first full day of spring. So I claim my birthday as being the first full day of spring. Speaking of, I want to give a shout out because I had a really touching experience a couple weeks ago, and this was so special. And it was a private moment because this person is a student, so that can't be public information. But he is a student. His name is Hunter, and he's in North Carolina. And his teachers wrote to me, and they said, Hunter loves watching your channel. And he is in a special needs class, and they said that he watches one of my episodes every day at 2:30 before he goes home. His bus comes at like 2:45, so his routine is every day he comes back to the classroom 2:30. He picks one of my videos and he watches it. And they had written an email to me and said, "Would you be willing to meet Hunter on a Zoom call?" So yeah, I'm of course. So we set that up. It took a while to get set up, but I joined the Zoom call a couple weeks ago, and we chatted just like this, face to face, screen to screen, and it was really touching. And he knew my birthday. He knew that. I mean, he knew my videos. He knew, like he did a shout out for video number 22. Like, I like that video number 22. That was really fun. So it was just really touching to know that, you touch people that you don't even know. That sounds creepy. How else can I say that? Anyway, you affect people. How about that? But anyway, it was really, really nice. And what it made me realize is that words do matter, actions do matter. And I'm not preaching to anybody here at all, but for my own self, I tend to be, I don't really use foul language on the channel. I try to keep things light, and it's rated G or PG maybe at times. But that made me happy to know that pretty much anybody can watch my channel. Like I made that video for the little boy, 3-year-old in Minnesota, and I forgot his name off the top of my head. Chris will tell me. Anyway, his parents wrote to me, and he's 3 years old, and they say he loves watching the tractor videos. So I made a video just for him. I did some wood chipping, and I mentioned him in the video, and I kind of made it just for him. But again, it made me feel good that anybody can watch the channel. It also made me realize to watch your words and know that you don't know who's on the other end watching. So it's nice to have that. In fact, one of my favorite sayings, since we're getting philosophical here, we'll go deep here for just a minute, and then we'll do the sticker giveaway. One of my favorite sayings, and I believe it's unattributed to anybody, but it is this. It is watch your thoughts, for they become words. Watch your words, for they become actions. There's the balloons. Watch your actions, for they become habits. And watch your habits, for they become your character. And watch your character, because it becomes your legacy. So it all starts with your thoughts. Thank you. His name was William. Again, briefly, thoughts turn into words, turn into actions, turn into habits, turn into character, turn into legacy. good reminder. And not to say that I don't fall short every day, as we often do. But anyway, I like that. I like little sayings. I'm not a well-read guy, you know, but I do like a little bit of philosophy coming my way once in a while. Also like the other comment or the other saying that says, "Don't mistake my kindness for weakness." And I like to say that with kind of a mafia attitude, you know, don't mistake my kindness for weakness. So anyway, there's our philosophical moment for tonight. And I like saying the word philosophical because it makes me feel smart, right? Right. Let's do a sticker giveaway. Tonight's sticker giveaway is brought to you by My Cluttered Garage. We've got the orange sticker, and we've got this limited edition yellow sticker. Limited edition because I don't know if I'm going to get more made or not. I probably will, but I might change it. After I made these, I thought maybe that should have said use of this equipment. Maybe addictive instead of machinery. I don't know. I could change it. I'm also running short on these, so I need to order some more of these as well. These are vinyl. They work outdoors. Good quality. Fun stickers. You can win them right now. The way you do this is I'm going to flash a word on the screen. Not going to flash. I'm going to put it up. Put a word on the screen, a word or a phrase. You're going to type that word or phrase in the live chat exactly the way you see it, and then we will randomly draw a winner. It can be anybody from anywhere in the world can win this sticker. As we often say, if you have won in the past, you may not want to participate and give somebody else a chance to win. That's totally up to you. But today's word or phrase, hashtag MCGTV. How about that? Type it just the way you see it, hashtag no space MCGTV. It can be uppercase, it can be lowercase. It doesn't matter. It can be a mix of the two. But just type that in. Type that in like an English did, or like Jeffrey did, hashtag MCGTV. Lots of, there's a, yep, lots coming in. I can't even keep up with it now. Anyway, type that in for your chance at winning these stickers. And we're going to let this music run out. And then this video will get posted on my channel. And then I'll get a message from YouTube or Facebook saying that your video has copyright infringement, and then I have to file a dispute saying, no, I paid for this music to use it, and then they release the dispute. It's an ongoing thing, like every week, where there's a copyright issue, and I have to dispute it and say, no, I paid for this. And then they're like, okay. So, we'll hit this draw button in just a moment. There's my mouse. Try to hit it every time. Close. David W. Congratulations, David W. You are tonight's sticker giveaway winner. Winner, winner, David W. Congratulations. Well, David, if you've watched before, you know the routine. You need to send me an email at contactmcgtv, just like you did there, the MCGTV. contactmcgtv@gmail.com. And I need your name and your mailing address so I can mail these stickers to you as soon as I can. Congratulations, David W. That's how that works, and that's what we do. That's how we do it. Congratulations. So, good times. Now I have to click my screens around so I look like I know what I'm doing. Actually, there's some... Yeah, I don't think I have to do that anymore. I used to play like an outro video, but then StreamYard has come up with some new things now where it automatically plays the intro video, automatically plays the outro video. I don't know if there was like a glimpse of me on screen before it started. There might have been, but we'll see. Anyway, Well, look, Monday night, almost 8 p.m. Thank you for joining me. I do hope you'll continue to watch the channel because you are supporting me and my family just by watching. And I really appreciate it because I love doing this. And I love that you enjoy watching. So I appreciate your feedback. I appreciate you watching. I appreciate you coming here on Monday nights and giving me an hour of your time. I hope that it's a great start to your week like it is for mine. And with that, as always, I look forward to seeing you next time.